So having that opportunity to look from a viewer's perspective into Cologne, which was one of the most historical events in Counter-Strike, it changes also the view that I have now maybe as a player, because I know how much it means for the fans to be there, and I know how special of a moment it can be whenever you have a good game on stage. It's something that you really remember after a tournament like this. So it does change my view a little bit, and it motivates me obviously to be that good team on stage that players are admiring from the grandstand.
Here's MOUZ, straight from Cologne. We arrived today here, and today I have a very nice guest, Kamil, aka Siuhy. How are you today?
Good, good. I'm very good. A little bit tired after the travel, but it's been worse.
Yeah. Let's talk about your travel. Like, how was the travel today? What exactly did you do to get here?
Woke up at a normal time, around 9, let's say. Finished the last bits of packing. Headed over to MOUZ headquarters, where we met up as a team, and then we went straight to the train station that is literally 1 minute away. So that was nice to just cross the street and take the train, direct train straight to Cologne, and then took a shuttle to the hotel here.
Yeah, I think we probably took less than 1,000 steps to get here.
Probably, yeah.
Which is kind of funny, right? You talk about the MOUZ HQ. You were preparing there for the IEM Cologne tournament. Can you maybe talk about the preparation a bit at MOUZ HQ?
Yeah, so mainly it was just like any other bootcamp, you could say, where we had some normal practice days. Then we had some special practice days where we kind of took a different approach than maybe other teams did. Something that actually we've had in the team for quite some time now, where we like to specifically focus on winning a certain practice, and we try to give out the same experience that we would have during a stage game or during a tournament in general. And that's what we did at the MOUZ headquarters.
Let's talk a bit about the MOUZ headquarters. It's not open yet, so a lot of people don't know what exactly we're building there. Maybe we start off with what's your favorite thing about the MOUZ HQ?
As my teammates would know, probably my favorite thing is the coffee machines.
Yeah.
They're very good. Especially my favorite, actually my new favorite, because I've never heard of it before, but it's called Chachato. It's basically chocolate with espresso.
Yeah.
That is really good, and I've been snacking on that for quite some time now, every time I come to bootcamp.
Yeah.
So that is probably my favorite thing there. But apart from the coffee machines, I think there's a lot of great things there. Don't know where to start, but obviously the space itself, how much room you have for yourself, for the whole team. Whether you want to eat together, you have a separate place for that. You have a kitchen. The area for playing itself is nice and spacious. You're not cramped up. You have a lot of room for a lot of things. So I think there's a lot of positives.
Does the central location play any role?
Definitely. I mean, some of the players, they like going to the gym. Some look into regeneration, and they might take a massage where everything is close by. So once you leave the headquarters, you turn around the corner and you have a gym right there. Or you turn around the other corner and you have a massage place there. So it's really nice to have everything nearby. Whatever you need is there.
I also know you guys are always looking for good food options. Did you feel like there's more food options in the central?
Definitely. I mean, definitely compared to my place at home, where I'm living in a smaller city, you don't really have a lot of food choices. So most of the times you're cooking yourself. But when you're on boot camp and you don't really have a lot of time for that, it's really good to have a lot of places to choose from, especially if you have picky eaters in the team. Then it's good to have a lot of choices. Thankfully, we're not really one of those teams where we have picky eaters and one person likes this, one person likes this. It's not really like that. I think we try to balance it between a lot of different options, and I think we do a really good job of that. So yeah, the main good thing is that the food is there and it's easily accessible.
Yeah, we also had a cook coming in, right, to cook you lunch as a test, obvious. I tried a bit. It was pretty decent.
It was good.
Yeah. But can you maybe describe for someone who has never been to the MOUZ HQ what exactly the MOUZ HQ is? Or like what the purpose of it is?
I'm not sure how much I can say. Obviously, there's bigger plans than what it is right now, even, although it's already really big. It's definitely a place for the players to first of all have their own space to calmly practice and be focused. But it also is a place for the people that work at MOUZ. They have their office area there as well, so it's really easy for them to just access everything, be together and work together as well. Another great factor is that all the fans at some point will be able to maybe visit or experience it from the inside. So that's a little bit of a sneak peek for them. So we're getting there, and obviously the headquarters is prepared for that, or that's what it's planned to do. So to have those fans, and that is also what MOUZ is headed towards, is to interact with fans a little bit more. Yeah.
Let's talk about IEM Cologne a bit. Last year, that was actually your first tournament in the MOUZ main team, after being in MOUZ NXT for several years. How do you think the team and you changed since last year?
I knew a question like this would pop up probably this tournament at some point, whether that was here or at the maybe before stage. Honestly, the team is at a completely different place right now. Back then, a year ago, it was just the beginning of the roster with Frozen as well. It was our first tournament. We didn't really have a lot of practice. We basically came in and we kind of wanted to see what we are able to do and use it as an experience to move forward. And that is what we did. Since that tournament, I feel like a lot of things have went up and they've basically been better. So although the result was not the greatest, it was maybe one of the most hurtful results that we had. But at the end of the day, we took probably the most out of it, and we knew what we were able to work on and move forward, and that's what we did. And after that, everything was great.
Yeah, but this was not your first Cologne, right? In 2022, when we made the arena, we brought you in as a MOUZ NXT player to maybe fire up your hunger a bit. Did it work in the first place?
I would say definitely. It was actually my first time ever visiting a CS event as a viewer.
Okay.
Previously, I didn't really have that chance to do so because also I was living in Northern Ireland, where obviously the events are not really based around that area. So it was a lot more difficult for me to visit events. So having that opportunity to look from a viewer's perspective into Cologne, which was one of the most historical events in Counter-Strike, it changes also the view that I have now maybe as a player, because I know how much it means for the fans to be there, and I know how special of a moment it can be whenever you have a good game on stage. It's something that you really remember after a tournament like this. So it does change my view a little bit, and it motivates me obviously to be that good team on stage that players are admiring from the grandstand.
Yeah. I remember there was like some sort of like Polish fan block.
There was, yes.
Polish flag, and they were like, "Oh, look, it's siuhy."
Yeah, it was one of the first times I was like getting recognized at an arena.
Yeah.
Like I was just walking past, I think even with you, and suddenly you just hear my name being shouted out from the stands, and I look back and it's a Polish flag, and yeah, it was a great feeling.
Mm. How would you describe the arena? I mean, since then you've been to some arenas, right? Even a major final. How would you rate the Lanxess Arena?
It's again, like I said, a very historical tournament, and you don't just say the word historical for every event. I mean, there is a reason why this event is very special, and part of it is because of the crowd, because of the arena that you have here. It's amazing, and it's also in an area where a lot of different fans are able to come and join together to support many different teams. So a lot of different fans from different countries are able to come to this arena because it's close by, and I think that's what gives it a little bit of special feeling because it's not only one team that is being favored, it's also a lot of teams, and it feels balanced in the crowd. So they're special for sure.
So what would you tell MOUZ fans what they can expect from this team, this tournament?
One thing I hope for them to feel is great emotions during the playoff stage. I think that's something that they've been looking forward to a lot of times. Sometimes last year we reached playoffs many times, but it wasn't really at a hometown or home country for the fans. So now we are hoping to bring it to them and hoping that they are able to feel the same emotions that we are feeling during the game.
Yeah, and for you as well, right?
Yeah.
You've been on the other side as a viewer 2 years ago. I think it would be great to have you on stage as well. I think also Adam talks a lot about it as well, the experience and everything. But yeah, that wraps it up. Please like and subscribe, and maybe comment who you want to have next maybe on this chair. We're trying to put out 10-minute videos every day during the tournament. So yeah, see you around.
Hit the bell.
Yeah, did too. Nice.
Good?
Good.